located at 2906 Northwest 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. Check out our website at apluscarental.com or call 405-602-0000. That's 405-602-0000 for A Plus Rent-A-Car. They accept cash, debit, prepaid, and credit cards.
I was just thinking if we had the same name.
And we're back here at the OKCPS Coaches Show here at the downtown Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, presented by TTCU Federal Credit Union and T-Stone. Also sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods, Bedford Photography, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Impressions Printing, Metrotech Technology Centers, Kai's Concepts, Perry Publishing and Broadcast, and Rookie League Foundation of Oklahoma. Welcome. We are excited to have first ever ACAC cheer champions from middle school and high school. We have joining us Javea Johnson, and tell us your name since I don't want to mess it up.
Carrier Cutjo.
Carrier Cutjo, and then Coach Jessica Krigler. All right. So how is it going, guys? How does it feel to be the first ever ACA champion cheer champions?
It was amazing. Like, we worked very hard from since the summer.
Mm-hmm.
This is all we talked about.
Got you. Javea?
It was very exciting to feel that we won the championship. We worked very hard for it.
Sure. So, Coach Jessica, tell us, how long have you been there, and what has this journey been like for you?
So I've been at Moon for 4 years. Initially, I coached them in the police athletic league, Javea, when she was in the 5th grade. So we started with Javea when she was in the 5th grade in cheer, and I knew then, they have some talent in this class. So that's how my journey started. As they moved up, I was blessed enough to move up with them. And like they said, we worked hard, and it was the goal from the beginning.
Carrier and Javea, how did you get started in cheering? So what was the thing that interests you when you first started cheering? I'll start with you, Carrier.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just like the feeling of.
Sure. When did you first start?
I started when I was very, very younger, with my auntie right there.
I was going to say, who introduced you? Auntie
She
did.
introduced me. Yeah, I've been cheering since I was very, very young, but school-wise, no.
Gotcha.
I just started back this year.
Cool. Javea?
What was the question?
How did you get started? When did you get started? Who was kind of the inspiration?
When I was little, I used to watch cheerleaders. It kind of inspired me, and so I started cheering when I was little, and I just started back. I started back in 5th grade.
Gotcha.
And
So, Coach, when did you get started in coach and cheer, and then did you coach in high school, or did you cheer in high school, and kind of what got you started?
I did not cheer in high school. I was not that kid. What got me started coaching? My kids, my daughters. I coached her. My oldest daughter, who's in college, I coached her when she started. And then last year, again, I started coaching them in Powell. And then last year, I took over in this position at basketball season.
Mm-hmm. So it's the first ever ACAC cheer tournament. Describe, Coach, what did that look like? Because I'm so maybe you have people like me who are novice and don't understand anything about what's happening in this cheer world. Kind of give us cheer for dummies.
Well, I don't really understand it either. Okay, this was my first go-round. It just any other competition, like any other sport I coach, in any other competition, you run into a logistics of things. And we use the game day criteria, which means the girls had to have an 8 count that included a stunt, a dance, engagement cheer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was blessed to have Coach Freeman with me and Coach Patterson to bring in some things that I didn't have because I don't have a cheer background.
Sure.
I just have the drive to be great, and let's just go do it together as a team.
Sure. So where was the competition held? And all of the Oklahoma City Public Schools participated. What was that day like?
To me, it was just another day at work.
Work?
Yeah,
You know about work?
It was just like another game day.
Sure.
Very
What-
confident from the beginning.
Like we got this.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Juve?
I was very nervous at first, and then when we hit the floor, it just all went away, and I focused on what I came to do.
All right, before we go back to coach, what does practice look like, right? So as a former athlete, I kind of know what football, basketball stuff looks like, but what does cheer practice look like?
It looks like going to the locker room, get dressed, we stretch, and once again we get ready to work.
So name for me like some exercise. I heard coach say some counts and some stunts. You know, what does that look like, right? And I don't know if I'm really explaining that, but you're throwing and catching, or you.
Yeah, we baskets, extensions. Yeah.
Got you. So what is your position? Is there a position in cheer? Like I know there's a base. I don't know what anything else is actually.
I'm a main base.
I'm one of the main bases too.
Got you. So you know, coach, what is the level of these stunts, and then how, as a daddy of a little girl now, I think she's beyond the height of being thrown, but what is that like, teaching these young ladies how to do those things? It looks awfully frightening to me, and no one pays attention unless it's really great or something really tragic happens, right?
Yes, true. You get the wow or the right. I can't really say because I didn't teach it. I can't take credit for it.
Sure.
Again, that was a Miss Patterson and Coach Freeman thing. But it's frightening to see them in the air. I mean, I got to be completely honest. You know, you can watch a lot of YouTubes and see how to do it, but I don't have that experience, and I wasn't comfortable there. So, for the stunt, the throw part, none of that was me.
Sure.
None of that was me.
Sure. So let's talk about this. How are you balancing, ladies, your academic rigor with your cheer competitions and just participation? What does that look like, right? How are you balancing those things that you need to get done academically and still performing at a high level on this cheer team?
Honestly, I don't think about it much. I just get it done.
Sure.
It's hard to keep like everything balanced. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like doing cheer and sports and stuff is hard at the same time, but you got to get it done.
Sure. So, Coach, what is your conversation with your student athletes about balancing the academic rigor and performing at a high level?
Well, I just stick to the motto. It's always hard work, discipline, no excuses. And we handle our business first. So and our business is a student athlete, and student comes first. So when you keep things in perspective, it just flows. They're both honor students. They're both amazing students, amazing leaders. They're both captains, and they both partake in all the sports that I coach except wrestling. So from the very beginning, like they said, it's if you have the perspective if you set the goal from the very beginning, you win.
Sure. So what other sports do you all participate in? Because I was going to ask you that question. Do you encourage them to participate in other things and not just a lot of in this culture now? People are trying to specialize in like one thing, one sport. But I think you should play multiple. What other sports do you guys participate in?
I participated in volleyball and track.
Gotcha.
Same.
Gotcha. So we talk about grades, and you guys have great grades. Where are you talking about? Do you want to continue participating cheer as you move to high school next year?
Of course. Yes.
Yes.
I got you. So on the day of competition, in the locker room, oftentimes there's music, or maybe you have on your headphones.
No, we locked in.
No, no.
Since
Okay, I can't even ask that question. These guys listening to all kind of stuff. Little baby, and
No,
I'm just kidding. I don't
we
even
lock in
really
from the
know these
jump.
people. Got you. So, Coach, what do you talk about diet? What are we eating?
Oh, I'm heavy on take care of your body. What are we eating? I'm at their lunches making sure they're eating the right things. We are eating sandwiches. We're eating fruit. We're drinking water. We're trying to stay away from the junk food.
Is that hard to do? No.
Mm.
Got you. So we talk about nutrition. We talk about your positions. What is your favorite thing? Like, I always ask basketball guys if the team needed a bucket, what is their go-to move? What is that thing that you really love to do for this cheer team? Like, I don't know if there's a patented anything, but what is that?
I like to battle. Like other teams, the game is intense, and then it's like we got to get in the show.
So help me understand what battle looks like. Like,
Battle is like it's like going back and forth. May the best one win.
just
Yeah.
just getting it. What about you, Javea?
I like to battle. I like to be there for my sisters also. Just basically what she said.
Sure. I'm gonna come to you next, Coach. After I ask them this question, what would be the one word that would describe your team to you?
Hardworking.
Hardworking.
Family.
Coach, what is the mantra? What is that thing that speaks to what's happened for your group of ladies?
Hard work, discipline, no excuses. Handle our business first. That's our mantra. My mentor coach, Mark Lyon, that is his mantra, right? And so he brought it to light and he brought it to the table. And my first year I watched him and the way he worked with the boys and the way it worked and the way they bought in. And so we brought it into cheer. We brought it into anything that I coach. And it works because they understand that you have to work hard and you have to have discipline and you have to not make excuses in order to get the job done.
Sure.
And if we set the goal and if we do all of those things, then the goal will be achievable.
Sure. No, that's clearly important. Hard work. Ladies, what is the one transferable skill? So what is that one thing you've learned, even though I know you've learned multiple, in cheer that you actually transfer to everyday life, or it has helped you become a better young woman, a better student, a better child? What is that one transferable skill that you would like to say it's really benefited me?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll wait, Javea.
I don't know. I can't think right now.
So, for example, like you probably had to learn some patience in some instances. That may be a good transferable skill. Obviously, hard work is one of those and competition, right? Because now you go from competing in the cheer competition to competing in the classroom, right? Trying to be the very best that you can be. Coach, what would you say as you look at your team overall? What do you feel like maybe some of those transferable skills as you've watched these young ladies kind of their maturation over this cheer season?
My team handles their business, so we are business first minded,
Mm-hmm.
and they handle their business well. When it's time to go to work, they go to work. When it's time to slack off, they slack off. when they see me, they 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 can see themselves. Um, so it's it's hardworking. My entire squad, from beginning to end, is hardworking.
Tell me, how many on the squad and how many participate in any given moment of competition?
There is a total of 16 girls on the squad. For football season, it's typically everybody. For basketball season, you have to have two squads, one to cheer for the girls and one to cheer for the boys, or the battle squad, like they like to call it. And I think we've been able to retain them all from start to finish. If we lost anybody, they moved or something like that.
Sure. So as we get ready to take a break here in a second, do me a huge favor, and I'll start with you. Tell well, let me keep talking. Tell me, who would you like to say thank you to for just their contribution to kind of help you guys get to where you are today?
My two coaches, my two amazing coaches. Like, we definitely couldn't have done it without them.
Anyone else? Mom, dad, sister, brothers?
Yeah, my mom.
All right.
My coaches and my team.
Gotcha. Coach, who are those persons that you would like to say thank you to? Obviously, OKCPS has done a lot over the last several years with improvements and facilities and all of those things.
I would like to thank, well, first God for allowing me to be in the position that I'm in. All the people that had their hands on the girls, Coach Freeman, who volunteered her time since January to help us make the mark. Miss Patterson, who came in to get them competition ready. Miss Cannon, who supported us throughout the entire season. And my mentor coach, I would say that again because he set the bar very high as a coach, and you want to be great. So if you see a great example, you just want to follow that. And my mom for allowing me to spend the amount of time that I spend with them. That's about it.
Sure. Let me ask this. How involved was the community, right? Like, I know they used to call it like PTA, but how involved did the community and other people get involved in helping, trying to, I don't know if you had pregame meals or any of those kinds of things?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up. Mr. Nav. Mr. Nav is an amazing partner to our building. He fed these cheerleaders and football players before every game. Meals, not just sandwiches and chips. They were eating spaghetti and salad, just very good meals. Cleats for Kids, Cindy Nordike or Mindy from Fields and Futures, just, the church behind us. I'm not real sure what the church name is, but they also provide some things. But Mr. Naff, I would say, would be like my top, and his team, Miss McNeil, they do a lot for us.
Sure. It's almost become a conglomerate of sorts, right, with so many people just really trying to make an investment into the lives of the students at Moon. And so that's really incredible to hear. So what are your aspirations as you move forward?
I just expect to keep winning.
All she does is win no matter what.
I expect to keep putting in the work to win. My aspirations is that they continue to go on and be amazing athletes and carry our motto with them in life. And I expect to continue on the journey that I'm on. It was my dream to be a great coach and an educator. And so, again, I'm grateful to be living it.
Sure, cool. Ladies, any last shout-outs? Want to tell people your social media handles? Holla at your girl. No, none of that. All right. Hey, listen, thank you. You've been listening to OKCBS Coaches Show here at the Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Presented by TTCU Federal Credit Union and T-Stone, Dick Sporting Goods, Bedford Photography, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Impressions Printing, Metrotech Technology Centers, Kai's Concepts, Perry Publishing and Broadcasting, Ricky League Foundation of Oklahoma, here on 105.3 FM. I'll see you on the other side of this break. at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Bricktown, presented by TTCU Federal Credit Union and T-Stone. Also brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods, Bedford's Photography, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Impressions Printing, Metro Technology Centers, and Kai's Concepts, Perry Publishing and Broadcasting, Rookie League Foundation of Oklahoma. We just had with us FD Moon Middle School Cheer, ACAC champions. And now I believe we have the first ever class in SAS at Northeast, ACAC champions for the high school. Yes. So glad you guys are here. We have student athletes Morgan Rafter and Lykel Tipton. And we also have the two coaches, Latoya Rafter and Michael Jones. So, guys, thank you so much for being here on tonight. Excited about being on the radio?
Yes, sir.
Did you tell all your people?
No.
Why not?
I did.
And you listen, y'all, you should tell them to tune in tonight. It's going down for real. So let me start here. Coach, tell me how long, when you got to class in SAS at Northeast, and then just kind of how did you get into coaching cheer?
So, long story short, my daughter started freshman year, COVID year, so they really didn't have a cheer team. When they did have a cheer team, it wasn't up to par.
Sure.
Just going to be honest. So, me and Michael took over 3 seasons ago, so we're going into our 4th season at class in SAS. I've cheered in high school. I've coached Little League cheerleading team, so it's something dear and near to my heart.
Sure. So now, where did you go to high school, and obviously you cheered there?
John Marshall.
Oh, that's right. I saw you giving
John Marshall Bears.
Absolutely.
The original John Marshall Bears.
I did too. Yeah. I'm an old 1992 grad from the old John Marshall. So cool beans. Little Rafter, Morgan. Clearly, I know how you got started in this. You didn't have a choice, did you? Like, Mom, I don't want to. She's like, you don't have a choice.
I mean, I did. I first cheered on our Little League team, the Northside Bears. And
the
then
Northside Bears, the football team with RC? Oh, my gosh.
Yes. And then I went into dance, so I took a little turn. And then when I came to class, and I decided I wanted to cheer again. So then I was like, why not cheer again? So
absolutely. Lykel, how did you start?
I first started off with dance, and in 8th grade year middle school, at class in SAS Middle School, I joined the cheer team, then left for dance, and came back my freshman year, but COVID year. So my first full season, our sophomore year.
So you got this like love-hate relationship with dance, right? I mean, 'cause sometimes you dancing with dance, and sometimes you're not.
No, I was fully committed to dance this whole time. It was just cheer was an add-on. So when I got to high school, I was able to like really explore that. That's what I wanted to do, and add it on. And then I'm gonna continue when I go to college.
Got you. So let's give the headphones to your mother really quickly, or to Coach Jones. So tell me, Coach, how did you get started? Obviously, I heard a little bit from Coach Rafter. You've been here. This is going into you guys' 4th season. But how did you get interested and start coaching?
I've always had a love and passion for cheer. Growing up, it was cheer and gymnastics for me. So just as Coach Rafter said, when we sat and watched our daughters in this program, just the life of them wanting to cheer and not have the adequate sponsorship for it, and was asked, and I was like, I don't know. But then it was just like, okay, I can't take a backseat to this. These girls deserve this.
Absolutely.
So long story short, and here we are, and progressing on to a good year.
Sure. So let me go back over here to you, Coach Rafter. What does it feel like to participate in and win the first ever ACAC championship?
You know what? These girls worked hard. They overcame a lot of obstacles. You know, you're in high school at class, and they have to also battle their majors. So they're dance majors. They have dance practice on top of cheer, on top of keeping your grades up. But winning, it just showed your hard work, your dedication pays off at the end. If you stay focused, do what you need to do. But it felt good. It's the first ever. You get bragging rights for a year. You can't beat that.
Nope, not at all.
So
Not at all.
it felt really good. And we have the help of We have Coach Jones, and then we have a competitive coach that comes in that
Gotcha.
actually assists Coach Ashley with us getting ready. So it's a wonderful feeling.
I bet. I bet. So Morgan, tell me what that feels like for you, right? To win a championship.
It felt great. I felt like we worked hard to get to it because we've been through a lot this season, and to win and then win every category to clean sweep. It felt amazing. Like all our hard work finally paid off, and my team really. The day of, we had to tweak some things, and we went out there and still won. I felt like that was just crazy and surreal for me.
Gotcha. As they switch, like you'll tell me, what is it? What did that feel like for you?
It felt really amazing because just going through the different shifts of like the last 3 years of like the team dynamic, it just showed that our hard work paid off and that we are like a sisterhood and that we work well under pressure. So like Morgan said, us having to tweak things the day before, like, well, that Monday and the day of, it really showed that our hard work and dedication of wanting to win this, and it's the first year, like, why not try to win it all? And
Sure.
we did clean sweep the whole competition.
Sure. So as you give that to your mother, Coach, tell me what a clean sweep is. So tell me then the categories in which you guys won.
You have the band, dance part of it, and then so that's band, dance routine, crowd involvement, and you have a stunt. And then you have the A count.
Yep.
We had the Top Gun stunt, and we utilized our seniors for that with one junior. And then we also did the Top Gun tumbler.
Gotcha.
So we took every
Wow.
category.
So with that being said, I think we all have our perceptions about how difficult a sport is, right? We also have our own perception of what we consider a sport or not, right? There was a time when I think cheerleading may not have been considered such.
It's correct.
Tell me why you believe that it is and what that looks like.
It's funny you say that because it's still a great debate, and I don't understand that because it definitely is a sport. You have every aspect of what a sport is: the hard work, the dedication, the practices, the wanting to do it, not wanting to do it, the injuries.
Sure.
That's big. I think this child has had, 3 concussions? So, I mean, it's every aspect of
Like
what
football
a sport.
without a helmet.
Exactly. So everything that goes into what a sport is, cheer is exactly that.
Sure. So Coach Rafter, as I ask Coach Jones that same question, you tell me your aspects about why this is a sport, and there's some dangerous elements to this
It is.
cheering thing, right?
So cheer is probably the only sport that starts all year.
Yeah.
We just ended March. We probably start back May. We're not going to end until March. So we're spring, winter, fall. We're working.
Sure.
We're, building the team. We're building the stunts. We're doing the tumbling. We're getting injured. We're falling, but we're getting back up and doing it all over again.
Yeah.
Like you said, football without a helmet.
Right.
We have
Yeah.
mats.
Yes.
But that's
yes.
all. You have to trust your mats and whoever's under you.
Sure.
So it's definitely a sport. We probably work 10 times harder than some athletes.
Sure. What does physical fitness look like, right? So in other sports, they got to run up, downs, they run around a track. Is that a part of cheer? And what does
Of
that look
course.
like? Tell me what practice looks like when it includes that.
So they run. They do bear crawls. They do jumping jacks.
Bear crawls.
Yes.
Yes.
Wall sits.
This is sport for sure if y'all bear crawling and wall sitting.
Yes, wall sits. In cheerleading, if the flyer falls, which is the person in the sky, and they don't catch them, they have to run.
Consequence.
It's a consequence. They can run bleachers. They can do push-ups, sit-ups, lunges, squats, everything that you can think of that any other sports do.
Sure.
We do.
And that's so amazing because I don't think that that's what people's perception is of the sport. But I think as my great niece has become more involved, Anaya, and I hear, oh, she hurt this or she hurts that, and I'm like, how you hurting yourself? But and then traveling all around this country competing, and so then Morgan, I wanna switch to you from your mother, and that is, you mentioned the school, and how do you balance? And I'll get to you too, like, how do you balance the academic rigor and expectation, right? Because class in SCS at Northeast, there is an expectation. You got to decide these majors. There's still requirements. How do you handle all of that and still compete at a high level with this cheer team?
I try to hold myself as a high standard. So as being a dance major, we're held to a high standard already, and I try to hold myself as that as well cuz I'm a senior this year. I take college classes as well as my regular classes, and to do that you have to balance, you have to use time management. So with cheer, I know that I got practice and then I need to go home. I need to work on my AP statistics or whatever I'm working on, and then still be able to give all my effort well around. So I don't want to give less effort in cheer and not give all my effort in dance. I want it to be equal because
Sure.
then what's the reason we doing all of this if
Well,
it's not equal?
AP stats need some attention too. I would
Yes.
tell you. How do you do it? Like, how do you balance all of those expectations?
To piggyback off of what Morgan said, yes, with us being dance majors, we are held to a higher standard than what the district would, hold us to. And then, like she said, we are seniors. So right now, we're also planning our last dance recital for our final grade in our senior dance class. So, like, for me, if I'm injured, I'm not going to cheer or and then go to dance. Like, I'm going to sit out in all my sports. And really just grade-wise, it's like you know what your grades are. You know you have to turn your work in. Just do your job, do your part. Because if you're out, you're slacking for your team.
Sure.
And your team can't continue to go on to what they need to do because you're not there.
Sure.
Because I'm a flyer, so if I'm not there, the bases can't stunt and work on what they need to work on.
Sure. So, as you give that to your mother, it's all intertwined, right? So one thing affects the other.
Yes.
And I think it's really cool that you all understand that what you do affects everyone else. And so I'm glad my daughter's here listening, because so maybe she will find some inspiration and motivation. So tell me, Mom, what is Coach Jones, what is the one word or words that would describe the character of this team this year? And I'm going to ask everyone.
I would say 2 words: adaptable and resilient.
Good words. Coach Rafter?
I'm going to say hard work and dedication.
Okay. Morgan?
I'll say perseverance.
Okay.
I'll say dedication and adaptability.
Cool. Those are very, very impressive, because they were probably utilized as you guys have gone throughout this season, and maybe even that competition. Coach, what is the one, Morgan, tell me, what's the one transferable skill? Like, what is that one thing you've learned on this cheer team that you literally use in your, I don't want to say everyday life, but has become valuable because you learned that skill?
I'm captain this year, so I would say learning how to control my emotions, because I've been told that I talk with my face.
Say it one more time.
It's just controlling your emotions, especially being captain. You're a leader, and I know that I can say something and it might come out with attitude, and I'm not trying to sound like that, but it could. And I also get frustrated really easily if it doesn't look correctly. So I think this year I've really learned how to control my emotions and how to use frustration more. What's the word? Use it better instead of using it as a negative thing.
Sure. Like it?
Same as her. I'm also one of the other captains. So emotion, instead of mine's is I can say something, but it comes off as aggressive, and I'm not trying to meet it in that way. And then you could say something to me, but my face is gonna say I'm accepting it a whole different way than like what I say to you. So yeah.
No, I get it. I think those are all right. There's the good things, right? Because I think you're going to be attempting to manage those things for your entire life, right? So I think sports are a good way to help manage those things because you're not going to be in any more difficult situations and you know other than what you are. And I know life is much more serious, but you'll still understand the pressure. So coach mom, what do you guys talk to your student athletes about nutrition? So tell me, what are we eating? Hot fries on game day? You know, tell us what that looks like.
Um, Game days, we definitely make sure they have something that's not going to be too heavy on their stomach with cheering, because we cheer for a long time. We cheer for girls' game and boys' game, so we make sure that they have what they need, and then we have the water and the Gatorade. But you know, you have those who like to snack. Not trying to throw your niece under the bus, but she's one that needs a lot of sugar.
Listen,
So
I took lunch up there too the other day. I already know.
You know, she is our foodie, and we try to keep all the sweets from her. But yeah, so they do have their snacks that they like, that they feel that that's their high energy foods. And we're like, okay, just a little bit, but we definitely have instill in them that listen, y'all are athletes, y'all have to eat right, or y'all gonna be out there needing IMSA because you can't breathe. So yeah.
This is as they would say, facts, right? So, Coach Rafter, what would you add on to that? And then, do you guys have parents who kind of bring things? Like, who are those people who kind of really help support you throughout this journey?
So we have an awesome parent support group.
Sure.
We have a awesome parent president, Krishana McNeely. She handles all our stuff that with the parents that we don't have time to when we're trying to coach.
The principal's wife.
Yes. That's who she is.
Yes.
We call her our mama bear.
Our mama bear of the
Sure.
of the team. Anything that we need, she'll get it.
Gotcha.
We have this year we had Tyrese Bruner. He supplied all our meals for football games. So
Wow.
they had a well-balanced meal before every game. We have parents that donate money so we can make sure the girls are fed before every game. We have a good support of parents.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you can't run a program without the support of the parents.
Nope.
Because coach's money
Yeah.
it'll be gone.
Absolutely.
So you need a good support team. We have a lot of good parents that if we call and say, hey, we need this, can you run and get this?
Sure.
They'll go.
Yeah. So Morgan, I'm going to ask you to do this. Tell me the best thing about your coaches.
I just like how they're always there for us. Even though she's my mom, she's gonna be there for me. But in general, she treats the team as her children. So they're hard on everyone. They make sure we stay our
I'm glad
grades.
you said that.
They make sure their grades are up. They make sure everybody's okay. Like, let's say a flyer falls, they're gonna make sure they're gonna be the first people to know what they need and everything. So I would say they're just always there. They're moms, so
Sure.
they're always there.
Gotcha. Like yeah.
Holding us accountable, cause we can't slack. We done slacked multiple times throughout the whole year, and they're there, and they're hard on us to a certain extent where it is being receptive to us the right way. So that's what I think.
Gotcha. So we get up to your mom this last go round, and then I'll go to the other end of the table. With about 2 minutes left, who out there, Coach Jones, would you like to say thank you to for contributing to the success of this class in SAS at Northeast cheer squad?
I want to just look. I'm gonna say God first, because the strength of God is definitely needed. Running a program with teenagers, but the parents, the other coaches, the cheer team itself, our families, friends that back us and support us.
Sure.
OKCPS.
Good stuff. Coach Rafter?
To piggyback, probably the same. Course guide, our family, our friends, our district ADs, our school site AD, especially our parents. Our parents help us a lot. We wouldn't be ACA champions without Coach Ashley, because she is our competitive coach, and she comes in and she knows stuff that we may not know. We have cheer backgrounds, but she's younger. She's been her feet, you know.
She been in
she
there.
knows the new stuff.
And the new stuff. Yeah.
So
She's awesome.
we wouldn't be the champions without her.
Gotcha. Morgan, who's out there you want to say thank you to?
I like to say thank you.
What's his name, though? No, I'm just kidding.
I like to say thank you to my team and my coaches as well. I feel like we couldn't do anything without the team, of course, and our coaches. And I'd like to say thank you to our school, especially our girls basketball team, because they always support us. So
That's really cool. Like you?
I would like to say thank you to all three of my coaches, because if it wasn't for them, we would not have this cheer team and the successful cheer team that we have. And then I would like to say thank you to my captain Gardner part, because if it wasn't for us, this team would be crazy.
I think you guys may bring a little craziness to it sometimes. Hey, listen, it has been a joy having you guys on here, the class in SAS at Northeast Cheer Team. Listen, we are getting ready to take off. You've been listening to the OKCPS Coaches Show, sponsored by TTCU Federal Credit Union and T-Stone, Dick Sporting Goods, Bedford Photographies, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Impression Printing, Metro Tech Technology Centers, Kai's Concepts, Perry Publishing and Broadcast, and Rookie League Foundation of Oklahoma. We're listening to CBS Sports 105.3 FM. We'll see you next week.